Why wouldn't you want to reap the economic rewards of putting a health and wellness program together? Because when you do that and you have healthier employees, you have improved productivity, so those employees who do work for you are making more things, they're selling more stuff, they're showing up, and they're making it happen. You're decreasing your expenses, and overall you'll increase revenue because you will have a more productive team. So if your goal is to lower your healthcare costs, then your strategy needs to be to increase the health of your employees. A lot of companies look at the goal of lowering their healthcare costs and they immediately look at only shifting the cost of it to their employees. They look at how they can stop paying those high premiums rather than backing up and looking at the cause of it, looking at the root cause, which oftentimes is just the unhealthy behavior of your employees. Now, there are factors driving your healthcare costs, some of which we can control, as I said before, some of which we can't. A lot of them are really based on lifestyle. When you look at your employees and their busy lives, and we all kind of get in a rut sometimes, and we don't take those healthy steps that we could to improve our health. Aging of our population, you can't really control that now, can you? However, we're practicing curative medicine instead of prevention. So are you investing in prevention, or are you paying for some unavoidable health issues that you don't need to be paying for, that are just making your overall healthcare costs go up? And lastly, we have a reimbursement model that's kind of broken. So we reimburse for sickness rather than wellness, which I'm really glad to see that trend is starting to change a little bit, because a lot of companies now are actually offering incentives, cash rewards for healthy choices. So who's responsible for all of this? I mean, it's a crazy question, really, but when you look at it, is it up to you or is it up to your employees to create a healthier workforce? Well, if you ask your employees, you know they're going to say it's you. I mean, that's obvious. But why do they say that? Oftentimes, it's easier to blame. They're influenced by their family, their social networks. They are waiting for you to tell them what to do rather than to act on their own. And employers are not helping the situation oftentimes. You'll put fat food in the cafeteria, even more fattening food in the vending machines. You still allow smoking right outside the back door or the front door, and you encourage long work hours, which puts additional stress on your employees. So what's that all add up to when it comes to responsibility? So if your employees need to be more informed, it's their responsibility to seek out that information, but it's also your responsibility to make it available to them. Well, besides the innate laziness of our employees, we have the opportunity to really look at what the top areas that if we're going to invest our money, we want to make sure we invest wisely. If we're going to invest our time, we want to make sure we invest our time wisely. And there are 6 specific areas when it comes to workplace wellness that you want to put your attention. Does anybody have any idea what those 6 are? How about I help you out with the first one? Obesity. Obesity in the workplace is unbelievably costly. In fact, for a company with only 1,000 employees, obesity costs that company $283,000 a year. Unbelievable. What do you think the other 5 are? Smoking? You're absolutely right. That might be a little more obvious. Anybody else want to take a guess? Okay, I'll help you out here. Behavioral health issues. These are mental health, substance abuse, ergonomic issues. Ergonomic issues, especially the musculoskeletal disease ones that have to do with their workstation, vision, allergies. Who knew about allergies, that it was such an issue? How about smoking? We already mentioned, and obesity. If you put your time and attention on these issues, they will have the greatest rewards for you. Best practices. Here's how to really sum all of this up, is when you look at increasing the health and wellness of your employees and really taking that economic burden off of your bottom line, you want to be strategic and not tactical. Again, over the last few years, what I have seen in many companies is a very tactical approach to increasing the health of their employees. Oftentimes, a benefit manager will have a checklist of things they should do. Like, we ought to offer no smoking cessation program, check that off. and we ought to have some kind of weight loss program. We'll check that off the list. But they don't fit into an overall strategic plan that really looks at disease management, looks at your EAP program, looks at having a health risk assessment that is rolled out to every employee in the company, is revisited. So if there's one thing that we know about best practices, it's to take a strategic look rather than tactical, and to also create a sustainable, simple, and really straightforward program. And then you have to look at whether or not you want to offer the carrot or the stick. Do you want to reward them for making healthy choices, or do you want to punish them for not making healthy choices? So if you implement a health risk assessment up front when an employee joins the company, and they identify certain health issues, are you going to increase their premium because they're a smoker, or they're overweight, or they're not taking advantage of the programs that you've offered? Or are you going to give them opportunities to earn cash rewards by making choices that are healthy? That's something that you have to determine for your culture of health.